When you're ready to load the media roll, you simply have to take your media roll, take your core, slide the media, and make sure it's flush with the backing plate. Just grab your front plate, apply it, and make sure that's flush. And you simply have to tighten it with the black knob by turning it clockwise. And the same applies with the lamination and the lamination core, and you should be good to go on the next step. When you're ready to load your media and your core holder onto the unit, it's best to acknowledge the colors on the core holder handle. As you can see, one is gray and one is black. And these colors correspond with the core holder slots here. As you can see, one is black, one is gray. And to apply these core holders properly, you simply have to match the colors, and it will simply slide in place, and you're ready to go on the next step. On your media core and also on your lamination core, there is an aluminum knob located at the front of the core holder. This aluminum knob allows you to control the friction of the roll. By rotating it clockwise, it increases the friction. By rotating it counterclockwise, it reduces the friction. And you can lock the setting in place by turning the small black knob clockwise. In this step, we're going to show you how to apply the lamination onto the media. The unit allows you to use lamination with backing paper or lamination without backing paper. This particular lamination has backing paper on it. So to start applying the lamination onto the media, you simply grab the two edges of the lamination, you pull it down towards the media, and you apply it evenly across the media until it's completely flat. And you pull a little of the backing paper, and all you have to do is hit the forward button, and the lamination is applied. This particular Scorpio comes with a core designed to remove the waste or the backing paper from the lamination. You simply have to route the backing paper backwards underneath the tension arm and over the core. Grab a piece of tape, apply it securely, and it's ready. So after you successfully apply the lamination onto your media, you can now continue with the media feeding. In this step, you're going to use the forward button to feed the media forward because you need enough media to feed the media underneath the tension arm. You're going to bring the media up in between the guides and into the plotter. I'm going to demonstrate it. Under the tension arm, in between the guides, and before you put it into the plotter, the lever must be at its lowest position for the plotter to receive the media. You slide it through underneath the pinch rollers, you pull it out the other side, pull it forward, feed more media, and you're ready for the next step. Once you reach this point, you simply have to align the media with the alignment marks here. There's an alignment sticker here and an alignment sticker on the back of the plotter. Once you have aligned it properly, you simply have to move the pinch rollers over the media. And once you have that set properly, you lift the rear lever to lock the pinch rollers, and these pinch rollers lock the media in place, ready for your test cut. The next thing you're gonna do is hit number 2. The plotter is going to read the width, and you're ready for a test cut. Once you load the media through the plotter, your next step will be to start the Scorpio cutting manager. Once this software is started, the interface looks like this, and there's a couple of points to remember in this software. First, you have to make sure the job is loaded. The next thing you have to make sure is that the black marker is inside the detection area. Once you have those two things cleared, you set the parameters so that the actual cutting matches the shape that's printed on the media, Then you'll be able to do a cut test, and once you're satisfied with the cut test, you'll be able to start your job. This video is going to show you how to load the empty cores for your waste removal core and for your finished media core. It's the same as loading the media and the lamination core. The only difference is these cores are not equipped with the aluminum knob to adjust the tension because it's not needed. You simply grab the empty core, you slide it through the core holder, tighten it with the black knob by turning it clockwise, and the core is secured in place and it's ready to go. After you set the parameters on the software and you're satisfied with the cut on the media, you would have to run a couple of jobs so that you have enough media to feed through the rest of the machine. Once the media leaves the machine, it goes through the guides. Once it goes through in between the guides, you run it underneath the tension arm. Then you bring the media back up and prepare to lift the clutch, lock it in place, and this is where the media goes through another guide. Just lift it up, and the guides have a mechanism on the side to keep the media straight, which you can lock in place with the black knob, and simply feed the media through the clutch assembly until you reach the end. Then bring down the clutch at the top of the clutch assembly, lock it in place on both sides. Then you will be ready for the next step. Once you reach this point, you can now separate the waste material from the rest of the media, and you can load it onto the waste core. The way you would do that is you separate the waste from the media, you peel back the waste underneath the slitter, then you bring it up and over the waste core, line it up properly, secure it properly, and then bring down the pressure roller onto the core. After you've properly set the waste onto the waste core, your next step is to complete the feeding of the media. You would do that by going underneath the last aluminum roller. Then you will position the media over your media cores. Once you're satisfied with the positioning of the media cores, you tighten the media cores in place with the black knob. Simply place the media over the cores and fix them properly with some tape. Once you've done that, you'll be ready for the next step. In this step, we're going to show you how to set the slitter assembly. The slitter assembly has 3 positions. The position where you see it as, which is the rest position when you're not using the slitter. And when you're using the slitter, you will bring it down to its set position, which is the second position. You lock it in place, and in this position, this is where you use the time to position the blades where you want it to cut the media. After you're satisfied with the positioning of the blades, then you can now bring the assembly to its third position. And in this third position, you will need to push down on the assembly until it penetrates the media, lock it in place with the black knobs on the end, and this black knob also. And once it's penetrated the media, your slitting is now done. After you successfully set the slitter blades and it's to your liking, you can now separate the external waste from the rest of the media, and now you can set the media properly onto the cores after you've removed the unwanted test material. You can now apply the media to the core with a piece of tape. And everything is complete, and you can now start a job. This completes the tutorial on the Scorpio. Remember to turn on all modules and hit start, and you're ready to roll.